You gotta be kidding me. You're telling me that I drove 54 miles, an hour and 10 minutes, and a 17-minute walk to get out here. Just to recognize the fact that the waters are clear and they're low. Man, I drove my butt all the way out here to realize they didn't do anything at all. It's too late to turn back now. It's too late to go home. I'm stuck out here. I might as well just make the most of it and just look at stuff that I've seen over and over again. All these little leaves are like black chert arrowheads, man, they got my emotions going all crazy. Let's hope my emotions go crazy when it comes to the spring and the summertime, when I come out more often. Let's hope it rains even more. I mean, look at the bright side. At least it's raining. I mean, it's raining right now. It's drizzling at the moment. It's been raining all weekend. The second straight weekend that it has rained, and then it clears out. Right in time for us to get back to work. Back into the office, you know. Why does it always work out like that? In the wintertime, that is. And sometime in the springtime. I tell them all the time, guys, why don't you just dump the rain as hard as you can on weekdays? So I can go out on the weekends and just pile the pockets full of what we're looking for. And do it all again the next weekend, you know? 47. Still drizzling. Head's getting wet. Should have had a towel on me. Something like that. Man, you guys crazy out here doing this kind of thing in the winter time. Got to get the feel in since I've been spending a lot of time in the house, you know, working on some things. Yeah, but I had thought about something a long time ago when it comes to the experience of this hobby. When it rains like it does, but it fails to do what we expect it to do or what we thought it might have done, you know, wash things up, whatever. And I had a thought, it's like, makes me think that maybe they're holding on to something. You know what I mean? It's like they're holding on to a couple of pieces. They know that we need to have in our collection. But they know for a fact, the ones out here that are holding on to it, they know what's coming. When it comes to the heavy downpours and stuff in the future. That could be tomorrow, that could be next weekend, it could be a month and a half from now. But they know that one rainstorm that hits the region will easily wash out what they're trying to hold on to. It's almost like they're holding on to it for us to come out and find it, you know. I'm not sure though yet. I haven't proven that point. But I was going to take this thing out of here until I noticed something. You know, I found something. It's right over here. You'll never see it. It's camouflaged. But there it is right there. I can't tell if someone stepped on that or what. It's got sand right on top of it. Like it was flipped over. The second I took a step, right here is when I saw that it looked more than just a rock. That's a brim of a top of a pot right there. Let me go ahead and grab that thing. Let's see if it's got design on it. It's exactly what it is. Yeah, look at that. It's got sand on top of it. Well, it's got a little bit of a design on it. There's the check design right there. That's the brim. That's the top. So I'm not going to go home empty-handed when it comes to the major history in this creek today. And it's only 1 o'clock. I wonder what made them switch things up, though, from the past. Like I told you earlier in the video, December has been up until like a couple of years ago, December was a very, very special month for us. When it came to this hobby, I guess because of the powers of the rain, the patterns of it, You know how much it rained. I mean, there were a few times a few years ago I'd just walk out in this one creek and I would find 7 arrowheads and 3 pieces of pottery within about 1,000 feet. Boy, have times ever changed. Another great find. No design on it though. Just the typical quickie. Just put water and other things in. Very cool. Thank you for the finds. Makes all the difference for us today. Makes us realize we're not wasting time coming out here. Even if I didn't find anything at all, it's not going to be a waste of time. Oh crap. Dang. You better believe I see something. What the heck is going on out here? Man, I just did this big circle all the way through here, all the way around. Man, it's like a magnet out here though, the way they draw your attention to something. I went all the way down here, stepped over this. I thought about continuing on, but I said, let me go ahead and back up over here and cover this little zone. Not being confident I'm ever going to see anything because there's hardly anything over here on this side except a bunch of sand and some tiny gravel pieces. And then I found this. I think it's a scraper for real though. I can't tell if it's the bottom of a point or what, but that's like a thumb scraper right there. And then I make it right here, and then I'm looking at the little animal footprints, and then something catches my attention. And it matches everything else right here. Something told me this, guys. Hold on. Let me think about this. I'm thinking right now, because I'm going to say a quarter of the thoughts and ideas that you get as a human being are really like electrical impulses from the energy of the life out here, is what I'm trying to say. Because once I got to about right here, I turned my head to the right and I said to myself, I bet there's pottery in those leaves. I bet there's a piece of pottery in these leaves right here, piled right on top. And get a load of this thing right here. And it blends in perfectly, camouflage. That's what I'm talking about. Another top of a pot. Now you're going to say you would have seen it anyway if you came over here. You're right. I would have seen it first. Another one. Dang. Check that thing out. Yeah, it's been there for a while too. It's kind of dry underneath. That's a thick one too. Man, what the heck was I complaining about earlier? We're finding the things now. I know it's probably not going to be much left over today. It's got no design on it either. Man, they're going to make me cover the entire length of the creek. Man. And I do not have a problem with that. It's just that in this creek right here, some of the time I have a tendency to keep going forward and don't find anything for the rest of the day. But that's another great find. Look at that smooth top right there, man. Thank you, fellas, ladies and gentlemen out here. They told me that. They told me I needed to look in the leaves. There's something in the leaves. Let me test that theory out. Hold on. Oh yeah, that blends in perfectly all right. That blends in quite perfectly. And it was right on the front, right at the very beginning. Heck yeah. Another great day. Let me put these things in the pocket. Gotta grab the wood. Any banner stones from 11/11? I don't see anything. What an impossible hobby. For real though. Any points from 7,000 years ago? Any Daltons? I don't see any. Well, to be honest with you, they're kind of making it easy for us today. They are. When it comes to looking. But why do I say that? Well, because of this. Just because of this. We're limited to how far we can look or what we can look in, you know. They're making it easy on us. It would be a lot more difficult if they had this thing spick and span cleaned off perfectly. We would have a lot more to look through. But the odds of us finding major things will be high. Will be higher, that is. That's not anything. I thought that was another piece of the pot. So this is all we get to look through. Hoping that we find it sitting right on top, you know. There's no looking in that. We gotta wait for them to blow it away. Clean it out. Yeah, I definitely screwed up. I have to get to know the seasons more often, or even better. Man, these leaves don't matter. Well, not to be disrespectful, but what I mean is, these leaves have only been falling for the past week and a half, 2 weeks maybe. They did get buck wild out here. This flow zone right here, this washout is just from last weekend. I can tell you that much right now. But these leaves were probably dropped mostly from the rainfall last weekend. Who knows what is under these leaves? Boy, did I ever make a big mistake, man. I gotta come out more often. Man, alright, so right here, they had a humongous log jam that I would have to walk all the way around and climb up. And they had a whole bunch of stuff piled up here. Styrofoam pieces, a couple of soccer balls, all trapped behind here. All that is gone now. Every last bit. And then right over here. This is brand new. This half angled vertical whatever log right here is brand new. You got some brand new balance right here. They washed out the bottom of this because I used to have to come over here and hunch down under this thing right here for at least a couple of years. And now I can just walk right under it, kind of. Man, we probably missed a boatload of major history out here, man. I need to learn my lesson. I need to write down the notes again. And I tell you that all the time. Every time fall season rolls around, especially in mid to late November, my main fear is rainstorms coming through and knocking off every single leaf within a day or two. And that's exactly what they did. Boy. I guess we are going to be missing out on a lot of history today. Because I didn't come out soon enough to find it. Before they dropped everything. Because something definitely hit out here. When it comes to the heavy rain. Something definitely hit since September, October. Man, I need to figure things out. Get a load of this, guys. I think I might have something major, I'm not sure. It's right below my feet. How does something like this catch my eye? Okay, when I looked down, I thought it was like a little stick, a part of a stick, and I kicked it over. Right here. And then I kicked it over and realized that it was like not a pipe, but it's solidified clay soils, guys. What the heck is actually a soapstone? I think. Hold on. It's either clay soils or soapstone right here, but it's not a pipe. Whatever it is, it's broken. But it's got etching on the side of it. It's got triangles on it. Hold on. When I first picked this thing up, I thought it was like petrified poop. I did, because that's what it looks like. It looks like petrified poop. But it's got lines on it. It's got X's. We just found something crazy cool, guys. We just found another mystery artifact right here. Look at that. That is not natural. That looks like it could be a star or a bunch of triangles facing each other. And it's got these horizontal lines in it. What the heck is this thing supposed to be? Yeah, I think that's soapstone. What if it was supposed to be a model of a snake? Yeah, that's soapstone, alright. It's starting to feel more soapy now. The heck was this thing supposed to be? There's a drill line in it. There's a drill mark in it right there. What a find, whatever the heck this thing is. Another mystery find out here. Probably the 5th one that I've ever found. I mean, that is a mystery. Wait a minute, that kind of matches the design on the thing right here. What you know about that? Da Vinci style. Looks like somebody has been doing some serious landscaping. And I know exactly who it is. Looks like this is fairly recent. I'd say within the last day or two. Everything still looks fresh. They're building something. But they cleaned out something right here. I don't know if it's the waters that did that the last couple of months when I wasn't coming out, or if this is because of the beavers. I had to hug the line over here, trying to get around this thing. Maybe the beavers have been trimming away at it. You can see them doing their work right there, man. Look how deep that is, man. I'm not about to jump up out of this thing. I've got to figure out a way to get through this thing right here, man. You're going to say, you crazy, man. You crazy. Those beavers going to be right there. They're going to bite a hole in your waders. They're going to chew a hole in your wader. Man, look at that. That thing's probably up to the chest right here. And there's a gravel bar on the other side. Man. Let me figure something out. This is ridiculous. I'm not about to climb up on that thing right there. Yeah, look, I can't even see now. Yeah, this thing is legit deep. It's nothing but leaves up in here. It's gone up to the thighs almost the entire time. You're going to say, why are you doing it like that? Because I'm an adventurer. Look at that bubbling up. Let's hope I don't step on any beavers. Uh-oh, there's a log I'm stepping over. You know what that means? It's going to be extra deep on the other side of it, too. But look, guys, we're like right here. We're right here. I know, go ahead and make fun of me. Oh, yeah, see, I told you. Told you it's going to be deep. Wintertime adventure. Hope nothing falls out of the pockets, if you know what I mean. The historical things. Man, why does it have to take that long to get through stuff like this, man? I mean, I know I'm risking a lot, but I'll do anything for some major history. Well, almost anything. Take that back, almost anything. A lot of times it's for nothing, though. I'm within that zone where there's usually nothing at all. And I don't know why I keep going through the zone over here. Is that flat? No, it's not. It's thick. This is fresh. This is fresh and turned over. And it's loose and soft. But of course, we have great eyes. We can even see it on the opposite reflection. Oh, there's a little bit of a scratch design on it. That's cool. Beautiful piece. A leaf has turned into a piece of pottery. What you know about that? Well, not a leaf. A piece of bark has turned into a piece of pottery. Man, it just keeps on going, doesn't it? The beavers. Well, the animals, that is. They just keep on going. Wonder what their big plan is, though, for this spot. I mean, I feel so sorry for beavers, man. I do. You know, I have an extremely soft heart for nature. Man, is that deep or what? That's up to the neck. Yeah, but I feel so sorry for beavers, I do. I mean, they keep, like, trying to build their habitat, not knowing that something's going to just come on by and wipe it all out within the next week. I guess it's proof right there, you know, that they're trying to tell us that they don't understand the concept of time and other things, you know, and the laws of nature. At least they have dedication to try to keep trying to do it, you know. Keep trying to build it. And then it gets wiped out. And then they come back and try it again. Thinking they're going to solve something. Solve some kind of problem. And then something else just comes out and washes them out. I guess they're trying to warn us about our own history. Our own times. When it comes to the human race. Maybe that's the reason why they do it. In hopes that someone's going to come by and recognize the pattern of what they do. But whatever happens against their little habitats out here, it happens a lot more often than it does to us. Yeah, I'm going to say that I effed up more than you could ever imagine when it comes to this creek, when it comes to this hobby, though. And understanding what they do when we're not looking and when we're not out here. This log was spread across this creek for the past year and 3 or 4 months, just about. And it was the perfect height where it was almost impossible to climb over. And it was impossible to climb under. But you had to choose which way to go. Underneath or over it. But it was impossible. Because it was that perfect height. A little bit above the waist, I think. And I couldn't wait until they knocked it down. And I guess it couldn't withstand the pressures of the water running through here. The last couple of floods, and they broke it off. Man. And they added a few more artifacts too, and we're not going to find them. Man, they probably took them jokers out. Look how deep this is, man. Look how deep this is. Oh yeah, that's deep, man. Another leafy zone where the leaves are up to the knees, but the water's up to the waist. Oh crap, what the heck am I doing? Oh dang, the resistance is like being on an elliptical machine. Man, that's a deep zone. They pushed out everything that was in here. They piled them things up. Let's hope they piled up the points. Well, I won't be surprised if the beavers took off with them, though, you know. I will not be surprised if they took off with them. But where did they take them? That's a rock. Yeah, it's going to be nearly impossible, man. Well, there's your answer right there. There's the reason why it's deep. They're stacking things up. They're damming it up. You're going to say, ruin it. I'm not going to take their habitat. I'm going to leave that up to the laws of nature out here. The next run through that comes through here, I don't want to be blamed for that. Let them have their fun for a while. Have a home for a while. Well, it looks like the beavers have claimed the rest of the creek on this side of things. I can tell that it's steep the entire way. Down here another 300 or 400 feet. They created themselves some kind of swimming pool. A lake. This used to be so shallow, guys. They even got that sandbar that was usually at least 3 or 4 feet higher than the water top itself. They even got that thing underwater. You can tell that's deep all the way through. We're not going to find anything else. We better get going. Continue on someplace else. Good day so far. Very surprising. Three o'clock. We have continued forward on the other side of things. Makes me wonder, what else is there going to be today? Let's hope it's going to be something incredible. Not ancient, but definitely recoverable. Oops, my bad. We have made it. Time to get to looking around really quickly, though. We are running out of time. Got to keep a lookout. Seems like everybody out here has a big boy pickup truck with tires larger than you could ever imagine. Yeah, man. Let's get to looking around. Hopefully we're going to find some major things. I don't know, though. That's one thing about this hobby. You got to keep in mind. Oh, they took down a big log. Oh, I see something in the water. No, it's not historic. It's just a sign that tries to tell me about their net tribulation effort out here. I think it's a piece of plywood right over there. Maybe it's just a rock. My bad. I thought it was a giant piece of plywood that I recognized from about 800 feet up the creek. Alright, well, that's a tiny little zone. Nothing here. Nothing sitting on the edge. No Daltons. Yeah, we're going to have to wait. But this is kind of place where everybody who passes on the bridge, they have a big boy pickup truck and they like to stop and slow down to see if it's good fishing territory. More power to them, I guess. Yeah, but the one thing about these creeks like this, though, I mean, the further you go backwards up the creek, it doesn't necessarily mean that they washed it out, because a lot of the places that we go to and that you recognize, the things that they do, especially down creek, further downstream, you know, a lot of places could have been a result, the natural tribulation could have been just a result of like side streams and stuff like that. Not from up the creek like this, though. I mean, this is new, though. Don't let me catch something to the midsection. Yeah. Oh, that's deep. Yeah, I think they washed something out. Yeah, I think they washed something out right here. Alright, this is past. This is the deepest it's ever been through here. Alright, yeah, they washed some things through. This is new. Alright. Alright, this down tree right here is brand new. Please tell me they got some major things out here. We're not going to see anything on the gravel board, though. It's covered up in leaves that probably fell last weekend. Yeah, I got a feeling that we're going to be missing some major things. That is until they wash out what needs to be washed out, man. Dang it. Boy. Brand new humongous sandbar. The creek used to flow on this side. And they filled it in with about 4 feet worth of sand. Man. So far, just a tiny little shard of pottery. Looks like I'm going to have to get out and jump back in someplace else. Because there's no getting through this thing. I guarantee they took out all the points. I guarantee they took them all out. They busted through like never before. Man, do I ever suck when it comes to trying to judge how much they do in places like this. I am so ashamed of myself. I'm definitely ashamed of myself. Yeah, screw that. I'm not jumping out just to jump back in way over here. I gotta go a couple hundred feet just drop back in. I know that for a fact. The bank is just steep up and down on the left side. I'm just gonna have to make it through here. Man, because there's a gravel bar right here. I think it's brand new, but it doesn't have not one single leaf on. Well, it's got leaves on top, but it's not like covered like the other ones, though. Yeah, they took out all the points, man. I think whatever we found today is what we're going to find. But this tree right here is probably just a result of the wind and all. Because the tree stump, the stem of it is behind us up on the further up. Man, we are so due for something major out here. I know you're going to say, but you just found some kind of effigy doll that they hung around their neck. You just found some kind of effigy of a snake that's probably 4,000 years old, carved out of soapstone. That is a very incredible point. Oh, they're making me speak it forward. Someone's out here looking ahead of us. They just said something through me. They made me say something. They just said that's an incredible point. Hold on. All right, let me collect my thoughts. It doesn't mean it's going to be out here. It doesn't mean it's going to be in front of us. It doesn't mean it's going to be further up the creek. It's probably in a place we can't even see it. That's one incredible point. But where though, man? This is ridiculous. This hobby's great and perfect and all, but it's ridiculous at the same time. Guys, they see stuff just like we do. They know where everything is. They know exactly where everything is. They know what everything is too. Hold on. I remember this one time I was in this one creek a couple months ago. One of the last few times I went out in the summer or the fall. And I was looking for a Dalton. And I found one single Dalton in that one creek. When I went backwards and saw it sitting there right in front of our face. But just about an hour before, in that same creek, when I was looking around, someone on audio, one of the entities out there said, that's what he's looking for. So how do you... And we're always trying to debunk the fact that they're up in satellites and crap like that, you know. They're up in space. The satellites were being tracked. They're putting EVPs through the frequencies of nature and it ends up in the iPhone because they know I'm listening later. But how do you debunk that though? I mean, how would you say something like that when you get EVPs like that? It's like they're always around us. They know what I'm looking for. And they said in that video, they said, this is what he's looking for. They know what I'm looking for. Why can't they just pick it up and toss it to us, you know? Well, because that takes away the enjoyment of the hobby if they just did that thing. No wonder they're always screaming in the videos. It's over here. You passed it. 5 feet to the left. It's right there. You're a dummy. You're blind. How come you don't see it? I wish I could see them all. I know what that is, and it's not crock pottery, it's Native American pottery. That was a weird one. It's a modern piece. It's not an ancient piece. Well, it is crock pottery, dang it. Modern it is. And not ancient. Get a load of this optical illusion, man. I literally almost crapped my drawers when I saw this thing at an angle. Man, you guys are crazy out here. Not fair. I thought that was the bottom of a bowl. A Native American bowl. I mean, you can see the leg right there. And then I picked it up and just found out it was a rock. That's not funny at all, guys. That looks exactly like a bowl, man. And it's completely flat on the other side. It's just a rock, man. Dang it. And it's raining much harder. I'm going to have to bag this thing up. I'm about to get soaked. Well, whatever's out here, they shoved it far. I guarantee we missed about 5 to 7 of them. I wish they would have told us before.